The first card you have for your past is the World. So this card can be all about endings leading to beginnings. It can be big, huge beginnings because it is the World. I'm seeing a situation where you could have been trying to come to the end of something or thinking of coming to the end of something, but you might not have been able to get there yet. I'm actually seeing something you might have been a little bit disorganized with. You have left something and you hadn't done anything about it. Yeah, something wasn't finished, I'm seeing. And yeah, this was sort of sitting around. It wasn't done. And it was left in a kind of a disorganized state or an unfinished state because I don't think you really knew what to do about this. I'm actually seeing a situation where it's tied in with another person, and I am seeing some emotions around this. So yeah, it might be something like you either co-owned something with someone, or maybe one of you has something that belongs to the other person. It might be a split of finances, might be a split of things, I don't know. There's some confusion over who owes what or something like that, or there's confusion over something, or you haven't quite sat down and worked it out properly. There's something like that. And yeah, there might be a disagreement about this, or there might just be not a disagreement, it might just be something that hasn't actually been sorted out yet. But whatever this is, it hasn't been sorted out. And I'm seeing this does have something to do with an ex, actually. Because what I'm seeing with this is when you finally sorted out this problem between you, or this thing between you, you're not going to have any reason to see or speak to this person anymore, this ex. But one of you, maybe both of you, but one of you, I can't see which one this is, you or them, they might be, or someone, either you or them might be holding on to this as a kind of a final link between you. And this was a practical problem and it needed to be sorted out, but it was more than a practical problem. It had a lot of old unfinished business, unfinished emotions around this. So, and I think either this ex or you or both of you, to different extents, like one might be more than the other, it might be like that. But it's like once this is finished, once this practical thing is sorted out, then we don't have to see each other ever again. But I think that is emotional and hurtful for one of you. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that makes sense. The next card you have for your past is the Four of Wands. So yes, I think this ex, whoever this was, I'm definitely seeing an old love connection. So they might have been wanting you back even. They might have been doing this in a subtle way. They might have been welcoming you back, because this card is about welcoming. It's about a lot of different things, but I'm seeing welcoming in this card, and I'm seeing that yeah, they might have been saying nice things to you to make you feel welcome, at home with them. I think, yeah, this is probably an ex. I'm seeing that again. And I think they're more invested in this. I think they have more problem than you do letting this go. But I think it is kind of around both of you. I keep on getting that. And I don't think they want to finally say goodbye to you. I think that's what it is. You could have some complicated feelings around this as well. It's very complicated. It's very tied up in emotions, but I don't think you can put this feeling into words. It's kind of an emotion that's like, I don't quite want to let it go. I don't want them back. It's just like, I can't quite do this. And so I'm not going to actually organize this practical thing because that's the end of that. And I'm going to feel bad about it. It's something like that. I hope that makes sense. So this is like, yeah, this is like a form of procrastination for them and for you as well, I'm seeing. And they could have some kind of fear that they might not ever talk to you again or see you again after this thing's sorted out. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your past is the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is definitely taking a long, long time to sort out. I'm actually seeing, yeah, again, procrastination on both sides. I'm seeing that again. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is that your money or your finances have been a lot better for you than they have been for a long, long time. Now, I'm not actually seeing any new money coming in for you, but you have been a lot more organized around your money. You have been very good at sorting out your money, and you've wanted to sort out a lot of things in your life. You're doing a lot of sorting out in your life. But this was the one last thing was the situation in the world card that you couldn't quite sort out properly. Now, it might be them stalling, it might be you stalling, but I think emotionally they're doing a lot of stalling. You might be doing a bit of stalling like that. It's like you couldn't, this is the one last thing you couldn't quite sort out. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your past is the Five of Swords. Yes, this is like a danger card. This is like a kind of attack card. And it can be a greedy card as well. I'm seeing some blame. I'm seeing some blame and some gossip about this drama. And yeah, someone could be wrongly blaming someone. I think maybe someone could be wrongly blaming you of something. But this is a little bit confusing because yeah, I'm seeing other people being blamed as well, and or talked about or gossiped about or everything. There's a sort of a grey area around this. No one's sure whether anyone's excuse me, right or wrong or what they're doing. I'm not seeing any good side or bad side in this, and I'm not even seeing two clear sides. It's not like this person's done this and this person's done that. There's just a lot of mess, drama and confusion, gossip, blaming, all kinds of things, misunderstandings going on around this. I'm seeing this could be about family, because I'm seeing that, you know, some children might be involved in this. Not directly, it's not like the children are involved in this blaming and gossip, but it's like there's some kind of disagreement, and it might have something to do with children. If this resonates and you feel that you want to clear your name or have your say, I can see why you would, because nobody wants to be gossiped about, nobody wants to be blamed for things. But if you do want to do this, I think it might be too soon for you to do this. Maybe wait until things have calmed down, because even if you had your say, I'm seeing, you might not be heard. The words will come out, but they won't go into the right people's ears, because I think whoever is in the middle of this drama won't hear anything. They'll only hear things through their own filter of their anger and their upset and all of that. So I think, you know, feelings are kind of, emotions are raw, everything's still kind of up in the air, people are still upset, all of this thing. And I think it's too early for you to come and say anything right now. And, you know, again, if you look at these two men in this card, they're just walking away. There's drama, there's things, and these two people are just walking away. So at this time, it's a good idea to walk away from this. I think that you will be able to have your say later on, and I think if you do choose to do this later on, you will be heard later on, because things will be a lot calmer, but at this time it isn't the right time. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have for your present is the King of Swords. More swords, more bad words, more drama. Yeah, the King of Swords can be a little bit aloof, a bit unemotional. Some people say he's cold. But I think, you know, he behaves in this way because he's wise. He just doesn't get involved in these things. He doesn't get hot-headed. He doesn't leap in. He doesn't scream and yell. And yeah, I think this is another message telling you to just take a step back from this family drama or whatever this is, at least for now. And also, if you look at this king, he's up in the clouds. He's right up in the clouds. So this is telling you to rise above this, rise above all of this drama, all of this carrying on. You might have people asking you, oh, what do you think about this? So-and-so said this about you. So-and-so said this about me. Oh, aren't they bad? Aren't they good? Aren't they this? And then they said this, and then I said, you know, and then you might just have to say, look, I really don't want to talk about this. I really just don't want to be involved in this. Please don't talk about this around me. You know, just say it in a very cool, calm way, just like this unemotional king would say. And, you know, just keep out of it. Don't be involved in it until the time is right, that you feel everything's calmed down, And then you might go in and say something, not all guns blazing, jumping up and down, but maybe to the core people, the key people involved. You might want to speak to them privately and just say, look, this is really what's happened. I want to tell you what the real situation is. It's this and it's this. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to say. Just want to clear the air. And yeah, but you can't do that until everyone's calm. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your present is the 9 of Swords. Yes. Yeah, this is very, yeah, there's one person in the middle of all of this, right in the middle of this drama. They have a lot of, I don't know if it's jealousy, but they have this kind of feeling that, yeah, again, a family situation. This is a family mirror. I'm seeing that again. There's a kind of a, they think that the world's against them. They think that the family's against them. They think that they're in an unfair situation and they're being unfairly treated or something like that. But sadly, I think they brought a lot of this on themselves in some way. It's like they get very angry, very defensive, very upset, and it's almost like they go around looking for things that people have done, and then they can be offended over it. It's like they go around, and if someone looks at someone the wrong way or laughs a little bit, oh, you're laughing at me, or if someone kind of does something, and I think they make it kind of, I'm not saying they're 100% in the wrong, but they're not their best friend. That's what I'm trying to say. So because of their behavior, because of their bad temper, because they've got a big chip on their shoulder, and they're angry and unhappy, they make a kind of an unpleasant atmosphere. And then, of course, people, not everyone, but there are some people who don't invite them to things. And then they get upset that they weren't invited, and then they get angrier, and they say, that's just another example. You see, that's another example where people are horrible to me and it's not fair. And then they get angrier, and then the people are less likely to be around them. And so it just snowballs on and on and on, gets bigger and bigger and worse. And they're not seeing their part in it. They're not seeing that they are playing a big part in all of this drama. They just don't see it. They think everyone else is unfair to them. Everyone else has done everything. And I think, even when things calm down, I think they're probably still going to have this kind of chip on their shoulder. They're always going to see everything from this angle of, it isn't fair, everyone's against me kind of thing. And I think they've always been like that. I think there have been some times where things have been calmer, and there have been some times where they've been really angry. But no matter what time it is, they still have this, and they always have had this kind of underlying feeling that things aren't fair and that people are against them, especially in the family. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have for your future is the 3 of Cups. Beautiful card. So yeah, I'm seeing a love situation actually in this card. Usually this is about parties and things like that, but there is a bit of that in there. And sometimes it can be about third parties, but I'm not seeing that in this card. What's standing out to me in this card more than anything else is equality. So there are 3 women in this card. They're all the same height. They're all dancing around in a circle, going around in the same direction. So this could be a new love for you coming in. It might be someone who you're just talking to at this time, or you're just about to. But what I'm getting in this is you're equals. You're equals. You probably mirror each other in a lot of ways. Maybe you have the same kind of, not kind of job, but maybe you're at the same kind of level in life. Maybe you're very similar. Maybe your interests are very similar. Maybe your backgrounds are similar. You have similar ideas, or you're pretty much the same ideas about things. And you just click with this person. You're just like a mirror image of them. Not literally, but I think you know what I mean. So, yeah, I think there's obviously a celebration happening in this card as well, and the holidays are around us right now, so you'll probably come even closer to this person around the holidays, which is now or soon or around this time. You might be celebrating together, or you might be invited to the same event or something like that, where you'll be able to have fun together and just celebrate. And yeah, you deserve this happiness, and Yeah, if this is someone who you're coming closer to, and maybe you might be even entering into a relationship with this person, this might encourage you, not the person, but being in this situation might encourage you to kind of sort out whatever this problem is with this ex or this big thing that you've been procrastinating on. Yeah, whatever this was in the World card, this new person might make you think, oh, I'm not that they're directly saying you have to do this, but it's like you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I've got this new person, we really click, I really like them, we're going to start a relationship or something like that. I need to sort out this issue with my ex. I need to, tie up all the loose ends and then walk on and leave it. I can't leave it all kind of half done because it's going to cause problems for me. So that might be what is going to happen. The next card you have for your future is the Two of Wands. So yes, this is about looking into the future and having a choice to make or a decision to make. And I'm seeing that, yes, you do have an emotional decision to make. If this new love connection is not literally, but if being in this new love situation is kind of pushing you or encouraging you to sort out this situation with your ex, that's great. I hope it does, and I hope you sort it out. But if it doesn't, and you're still procrastinating on this, and you still, and your ex is procrastinating on this too, I'm seeing that, yeah, you're both procrastinating. And if you're still doing this at this time, and if you don't want to tie up these loose ends, if every time you go to do that, or you think about doing that, you have this horrible feeling that you're going to miss this ex and it's going to be not good, you might need to ask yourself why. You might need to ask yourself, are there unresolved issues between you and your ex? Are there unresolved feelings between you and your ex? So if this resonates, these won't be easy questions to ask yourself, but they're important questions to ask yourself. So again, think about your decisions that you're making, and think about your non-decisions. Think about the decisions you're not making, or the things you're procrastinating on, and why that really is. Really take some time and look behind that and think about, why am I not doing anything about this? Why is that? There might be a deeper reason why, because again, I was seeing this is a practical thing, but there are emotions around this. That's what I was seeing in the World card. So the last card you have for your future is the Ace of Cups. So yeah, I know this is probably only going to resonate with a few people, but because it is quite a unique situation, you might still have a bit of a process to go through before you're totally over this ex. That's what I'm seeing, and that's reflecting what I'm seeing in the Two of Wands. And the same might go for them. They might have to go through a process before they're totally over you. And yeah, there's a beautiful, beautiful dove on this card. And this dove is looking, it represents peace, but it's also looking for peace. And it needs to go through a process. It needs to go through things before it gets to that peace. So it's traveling through that cup, it's going down through the water, and out the other end are some beautiful water lilies representing. So you might have to go through some tears. You're going to have to go through a process to get to the other end. And yes, these water lilies are at the bottom of this card, representing new life, things blooming, all of that kind of thing, newness, things happening. And you're only going to experience this new life, this new growth, these new blooming flowers with this new person, or with this ex again. You're only going to be able to experience this growth and these blooming flowers and this new love and everything like that, and happiness and peace, after you've been through this process. So go through this, take your time, sit by yourself, think about your emotions, really go back and think about, is there a real reason why I'm not tying up my loose ends with my ex? Is there a reason why? Why is that? It might be that you either go back together with your ex at some time, or it might be that you cut those ties and get together. Now, I'm not saying you have ties in that you're with them and you're having a third party. I'm not seeing that. I know that's the Three of Cups, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing this is a practical thing that you're not finished with, but there are emotions around this as well. So you've really got to sort out, come clean and sort out one or the other thing. That's what I'm seeing. And I hope you don't take offense, because I'm not seeing that you're still with your ex and you're going with someone new. I'm not seeing that. You've broken up with your ex, but there's some practical thing that needs to be sorted out. And either you want to do it or you don't, and there's a reason why.